He just beat Viper 3-0. That's a 7th set. That was an additional game because it's best of 5. So if he, like, this is his 8th set in loser's bracket. That doesn't count the first round of top 32. That doesn't count the sets that he played in top 128.
And you can see it. We can see a little bit about what Sparky's talking about right here through the loser's bracket run.
Yeah, you see what Blue had to do afterwards, all the way down at the bottom. That's his first match in loser's
simple,
bracket.
2-1 cake on his way up.
The fact that he ran into Simple and then Cake that early in a tournament that shows how competitive this is.
I was wondering about. Yeah, wow. So now we've got the grand finals. This is the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel EU Championship Grand Finals. Aggz0 on winner's side of a 1-1 tournament, which he's like to say it's the first.
He's a stranger to this position.
It's the first that we've seen it. Blue, not a stranger through the losers bracket, but definitely also not a stranger to being in grand finals and winning it, regardless of the position that he's in. Aggz0 is going to have to really prove himself on the floor. I'm very excited because we're opening up on Small Brawl Haven. Like I said, smallest map. KOs can come out of nowhere here. The one benefit that Aggz0 has on Thor is that he is running the defense stand, but the D-Light, so many D-Light combos coming out, which we didn't see against Viper and already opening up against Aggz0. Side-Light connects. But the down-light, he drops the Stair, goes for the recovery to be able to get Blue on the bottom of the stage. Side sig fully charged, just repositions, and he goes for that. Does he go for the ground pound? He does, but the Nair from Aggz0's hammer comes back to the stage, swats Aggz0 to the side, down sig does not connect. Aggz0 unarmed, but the downlight just waits a little bit too long. And now he has the orb, and that's the weapon that we were talking about, right? Regardless of the position that you're in, behind, ahead, if Blue is trying to initiate with side lights or downlights on guitars, you just put out that orb down there and you say stop. You have to wait for this move to be able to be finished. Kind of sets up a zone where he's safe. But Blue navigating those orb attacks anyways.
So this map pick
Cider connects.
is incredibly smart for Blue. Because you were seeing high damage numbers last game. He needed to do those to take out
another Sair.
The 7 defense Ragnir. Now he's fighting an 8 defense Thor, but he goes to this tiny map. And so he can get those kills so much earlier.
And yet it still took really long. Like
it's still going to take a lot of damage, but it's significantly less damage than so many of the other maps here. So this pick for Blue is so smart.
A late KO, but a KO regardless, and Blue's in the lead. Aggz0 not finding any stops on the hammer so far. That's the favorite signature they likes to use so much. And we see it's only succeeded when not gravity canceled. But he's able to find that, send Blue flying in that. And I mean, if he connects with that in orange.
Oh, no, yeah. Blue's done. Blue's done. So it's interesting that we've seen the side sig and we've seen the down sig. Well, I guess it's not interesting. But we've seen the side sig and down sig on hammer. We've seen one gravity cancel neutral signature
to recover
that he got stuffed with.
Other than that, orb sigs have just
and then
been ignored.
No other orb sigs and no neutral sig on hammer.
Ooh, Silent Narraton. Okay. Aggz0 with the orb strength. Yeah, it is interesting that you mentioned that. A lot of what Aggz0 has been doing has been purely through the weapon
light attacks
rather than the signatures.
And he might stop using the signatures a little bit. He just got punished for one of them. He did pick up a kill earlier.
Ooh, stop connects into a Sair. Goes down so low,
man.
Does he go for the... Okay, he goes for the Nair instead of the recovery. Very smart, because if he uses that recovery too early and you do get hit by the weapon toss, right? Like getting a Nair interrupted by a weapon toss, no big deal. But a recovery? That's why he still has it, and he has a dodge. Manages to make it back in Aggz0 is living so long on Small Brawl Haven. I know you said it's a small stitch, but Blue can't. Look at how damaged he is. Recovery finally does it. A huge overkill. But I can't imagine what will happen in game number 2, win or lose, when Aggz0 doesn't allow him to go back to Small Brawl Haven. How is Blue going to be able to find the KOs if he can't even do it here? Aggz0 not being able to find that weapon. Sidelight doesn't go into the Sair. He's looking for Sair after Sair.
Ooh, he's putting out so much good damage on the Aggz0 right now. Tries to find the edge guard situation with the ground pound. That orb recovery coming out from Aggz0. The gravity cancel sidelight.
Cider's going to do it. And orb recovery is a fun... it's a fun tool to be able to use as a combo ender or just a read, because you can steer it slightly. It doesn't have as much freedom as Gauntlet ground pound when it comes to steering. I think there's like 3 angles that you can go for with the orb recovery depending on the direction that you choose. Maybe only 2. But we saw that one was a little bit lower to be able to get him over the edge. And Aggz0 finds those recoveries every once in a while. And that one was straight diagonal, being able to put him into position to be able to find that down air.
Now, one thing that was effective from Aggz0 against Viper was his zoning game with Orb. The down air, then when
D-Light recovery does
when
it.
Viper got through it, threw out the neutral light. If he was just a little bit in front of him, you saw the side air, you saw the side light, but that's just not working against Blue whatsoever.
Damage was the same.
Brawlhaven's still on the table.
And they're going back to it.
Yep, Blue's going to
and
immediately
why
go
not?
back to
Like,
there.
because that worked out so well for Blue. Aggz0, he did 657 damage, Blue did, on small Brawlhaven.
Yep.
That is...
To kill an 8 defense Thor.
Yeah, I mean, but it's small Brawlhaven, right? And at the end, we saw him lose a stock in what should be the regular fashion. D-Light recovery in, like, red off the top, right? Like, that's what should have been happening the entire time. Aggz0 doing such a great job of being able to survive, but still not being able to turn it into anything substantial. Let's see if the adjustments can happen. Oh, recovery. Goes for the side air instead of a weapon toss. Blue manages to make it back. Stop! Dodge out of the way. Side light into stop. Stop not hit as Blue stays in the air. But these side lights from Aggz0 are connecting, just smacking with the hammer.
Blue's going to maintain that stage control so he can pick up the weapon. Even though he disarmed himself with the Qatar toss, he's able to pick up the weapon. Multiple nairs coming out, trying to juggle Aggz0 off the top. Great spacing there. Moves immediately in after the whiffed move from Aggz0.
Tosses the orb off the side of the stage in favor of the hammer, and Aggz0. We're seeing Aggz0 just as damaged again, but Blue unfazed by that position, knowing exactly what he has to do. He's like, all right, if I'm fighting Thor, I'm fighting him on small Brawlhaven.
Now it was a little bit of slow punish coming out from Blue, but you saw him go for the
hammer
side
forward
signature for the added range, but Aggz0 immediately gets that punish.
And that's the benefit for Aggz0 of being able to go to small Brawlhaven, and why it was still left open is because, yes, Blue can KO an 8 defense legend this early, but Aggz0 also could take out Blue stocks with a single snipe, and side sig is returned, but by all means, Blue was heavily in the lead. All it took was one placed hammer signature to be able to get that finisher.
Weapon toss coming right to Aggz0 there. Blue's looking for the string. There's the
side
side light from Aggz0, expecting
Another
a down
side light.
dodge. Trying to pick up with the D-light.
And that's the adjustment that I think Aggz0's made that's working so well in this game, is that oftentimes he would try to catch people's landings with stops. He's just side lighting anywhere where Blue's in a position, because even if Blue's not actively engaging in his own side light or another move forward, the move's fast enough to be able to find some damage, and then after you get hit, a player will react with a jump, dodge in place, they'll run away. Sarah connects, disarms Blue, bounces him off the stage. Jumping Sarah will definitely KO Blue at this point if he gets him off the side of the stage, not in the center.
And that's a great
Why can't catch
adjustment
him?
for Aggz0, because the downlight was working against Viper,
Yeah,
but it's not working here, so he's finding another option. He's changing up his flowchart just a little bit. There's the D-light recovery.
Ooh, and that comes so
not going to be in
close.
kill percent yet.
Nair doesn't do it, but the scoop will. And Aggz0's in the lead, and
he's held on to
significantly. Yeah, but like this is like usually we consider it's like, okay, you go from white to yellow to orange to red. Now we have to go deep into like maroon and something a little bit past that before Aggz0's actually able to lose the stock, even on small Brawlhaven. Oh, but the Sarah catches him right at the perfect moment. Swats him while he's recovering, and I think that had to just barely KO'd by how he was flying back in the trajectory. It was close. But Blue evens things up really fast. There's that side light again. Oh,
But he's still at a deficit. And it's
Look at
red.
how that's it.
No, that's it. That's it. Light orange, and Aggz0 just yoinks that game away.
Stop.
When they were all but even.
Stop, Cider, and then getting the dodge in read into the ground pound. Fastest stock that we've seen all throughout top 6.
And now it's Aggz0's pick to go to small Brawlhaven. Blue left it open.
It's strangely the best pick for both players.
Yeah.
Blue can actually KO a Thor on this map, but Aggz0 doesn't need to find much, as we just saw, to completely annihilate Blue. Game number 3 is underway, 1-1. And Aggz0 and Blue are opted. They're just making this into their battleground.
I think the Brawlhaven face, like that's my face at the end of last game when Aggz0 got that ground pound.
Ground pound and light orange?
Knocking out that early. That was my face.
And that was a Blue-style ground pound. We were talking about how many ground pounds that we were seeing
Yep.
from Blue previously, and Aggz0 has been opting to go for those dodge and reads. The benefit of the hammer signature is when he's throwing it out, he doesn't have to travel with it. It just comes back to him. So it's very similar to Orb down air, now that I think about it. So where you don't have to worry about putting yourself into a position. You decide where you want to be before the move starts, and that's where you're going to be when the move ends. Ooh, side sig. A little bit too predictable for Blue.
Ooh, Blue's going to go down deep for that.
That's different. That's a changeup.
He knows that after Aggz0 does the jump, he threw the weapon toss. Yeah. So he had so much momentum in his favor there that he could continue that edge guard. Aggz0 was disarmed, so he had the weapon advantage as well.
Blue going for some offstage kills that weren't a ground pound. The Nair doing a very good job of being able to get the...
Ooh, nice falling side.
He actually picked up the guitar still. They bounced. It had to have been just towards the very end of it spawning. Or despawning. Oh, Blue
Blue's movement right there was amazing.
And the movement was strictly off of jumps and festivals, but all catching him and smacking him off the right side of Small Brawlhalla. And once again, we're seeing Blue working so hard for these stocks, but Aggz0 just being able to snuff out Blue stocks just as easily. With a well-placed hammer, side sig or down sig, whatever he feels like.
I think that's one of the first neutral signatures that we've seen Blue go for so far.
Yeah.
Definitely that we've seen in this top 3.
Weapon toss. Trying to get in between Aggz0's down air spree.
And now we're seeing Blue kind of slow down a little bit to the way he was playing against who was he playing against earlier? I think the way he was playing against Flamethrower.
You could say the way that he played against everybody besides Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's working, definitely. And he was able to find that KO off the top, Aggz0, slowly being taken apart. But will he
finding... Look at all these whip punishes.
It's just going to take a side sig or a down sig to be able to finish it, or a recovery. The ground pound was definitely out of nowhere, but Aggz0 has been finding a lot of gravity cancel side sigs and down sigs to be able to get dodge and reads or just being able to find them fall away.
Blue's whiff punishes on Aggz0. Second to none right now. He's punished so many moves, and he's still...
Oh my triple downlight! Aggz0 can't find it. Jumping Sarah puts him off the side of the stage, and he goes for that down air, but Blue's managed to recover high, and the clash happens in favor of Blue. Blue finding so much extra credit now. At this point, it might as well just be a 2-stock sideline. The Sarah's still not going to KO. Aggz0 has another stock to work with after this, if he can even find it. Blue, pulling out the guitars, just looking for more downlights and neutralites, and some flying kills on its own.
What that did?
Thor's a strong dude.
And Small Brawlhalla's tiny.
It's very tiny.
You saw him go for the D-Light. I wonder if he was going to attempt the gravity cancel neutral heavy like we saw him do earlier.
Oh, scoop into Nair. Oh, just waited a little bit too long in that Nair and the sider. Bouncing Aggz0 off the side of the stage to not lose that stock. And Blue going for that fainted weapon toss, right? Bouncing off the stage instead of sending it off. And forced Aggz0 to react. Recovery doesn't KO, but the Nair does! And it gets through the weapon toss. Blue, yes, did get hit by that weapon toss, was able to find the Nair right before it interrupted the rest of the move. And once I would like to tally up how many of these games Blue actually had less than 600 damage. I'm saying it time and time again, 611 damage.
That one was close.
Oh, I guess last game he didn't have it because of that stock that he lost off the ground pound.
That's true.
But every game that he's won,
yep,
every time. And now 2-1 lead. Blue on the verge of a bracket reset over Aggz0. Small Brawlhalla the entire time. And I'm loving it, because usually this is the case with Mammoth Fortress, but Mammoth Fortress there's much more room to play with. We're seeing how much it's changing how these players.
You'll see a handful of players who will just agree to play on Small Brawlhalla.
And it's so interesting to see it in Grands, because you have to play to your strengths, and it's almost like your strengths are further limited, right? Aggz0's like, my KOs have to come from these gravity cancel signatures. And Blue's, that side sig sniping him on the way down. Does Aggz0 have enough jumps to make it back? He does. Then nearly KO'd on its own. And Blue's untouched. Untouched as he finds another signature.
Is this going to be a clean stock for Blue?
Neutral sig could possibly find the Nair. Still doesn't do it. Thor, so tanky. The Nair doesn't get it. And Aggz0 gets him in the recovery. He's still living. Blue has put nearly 600 damage alone on this first stock.
I'm so mad at Thor.
It's okay, though, because Blue is able to keep his cool. We couldn't keep our cool. But Blue could.
That's why he's the professional player.
Blue found 4 KOs.
Oh my gosh.
Any other legend would have killed 4 times over.
And he still hasn't been touched yet. And you're seeing Aggz0 is he's not throwing out. Aggz0's not throwing out anything.
Because he knows. For sidelights, maybe.
He knows that if he misses, he's going to get punished.
Oh, wait. Sidelight into neutral light. Hammer does not connect.
That read has not been working for him.
No.
Sidelight into neutral light, then he expects the panic jump or the dodge up. And Blue has he's either been down or just fast forward.
Oh, the ground pound though.
Oh, is that gonna
weapon toss? And that's it.
Oh, he did him dirty.
And that's exactly, but that's what he needs to do.
He did him so dirty.
Aggz0 is now evened up in stocks, and we saw how long that he lived. He might as well be on a fresh stock against Blue right now, because Blue only loses stocks in orange. Nair after Nair. It's okay. Aggz0's he's not in KO percent yet.
Oh, he's getting there real quick.
Almost there.
He's getting there real
right?
quick.
Another Nair. You know what? He needs a few more of those signatures. Okay, actually, it did it. He was pretty damaged, wasn't he?
He was.
He was getting. And Blue is running with these stocks. And same tune. Blue untouched. Aggz0 the last stock of this winner's bracket matchup. Blue wins this.
That's a reset.
It's a reset for the grand finals. The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel EU Championship.
How many sets do we say that Blue played?
I don't
Was
know.
it like 11?
I don't remember. It was quite
This is Aggz0's 5th set of the day.
Yeah.
Like, Blue has like already played twice as many sets today as Aggz0.
Aggz0 is trying to come back. And if he finds that ground pound, the thing is that as crazy as Blue's lead is, it is about to be equalized. Jumping Sair. Ground pound, no, doesn't go for it. Gets up at the recovery instead of Blue finding that Nair sideline and down Sig sends him off stage, goes for the weapon toss. We go off stage with the ground pound. No, he just opts to pick up the sword. Why not? He's seen how many times that he's going to have to actually kill it, take out Aggz0 before he can actually continue to move on to the bracket reset.
He's going to go, yeah. He went for the recovery there. He's going to go for the recovery, and that probably would have knocked out.
Oh, the delayed recovery! That delayed recovery off of that down light. He jumped, and it was like in the middle of the fast fall on the way down, then he found that down light. What an incredible option coming out from Blue, and he gets the bracket reset. And once again, over 247 damage taken.
That is
Blue is like
so low.
I'm curious if Aggz0 will continue back to small Brawlhaven. Maybe a change needs to happen.
That might have been a big wake-up call.
It's just not working. And when Aggz0 has Blue on edgeguard situations, he's waiting so long before he dips down for the recovery or the side air because he's doing like dash jump pivot Sair or whatever it is. And occasionally he finds
there's the ban
yep.
from Aggz0. Blue left it open, and Aggz0 chose to go away from Brawlhaven. It's like Blue is getting more comfortable with Aggz0 as the games
It's
go
not too
on.
big of a change. However, we saw how long Aggz0 was living.
Oh, dude, Aggz0's going to live forever.
So if it was 650 damage on small Brawlhaven, I am 950 damage. All right, that's what I'm waiting for. He's going to have to do over 300 damage per stock, and Aggz0 starting off so strong.
Oh, what?
That's a tall order now. If he has to do 900 damage per game on Shipwreck to win, being a stock down kind of makes that difficult.
What an unarmed gimp from Aggz0, expecting Blue to overreach a little bit. Maybe the confidence that he has coming off of the last set.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And that's honestly, that's what we've seen so many times on bracket resets is the player who stayed in winner's bracket, once they lose that first set of grand finals, something in them just activates.
Yeah.
And statistically, the person who was in the winner's side of the bracket wins
this
these.
And what a tournament.
And he's still going.
He is. Nair, recovery, connecting and angling so that he can perfectly land on the stage to get some more follow-up. Picks up the orb once again to the weapon toss. Oh, the neutral light. Just a little bit too slow for Blue's own neutral light. Oh, the down air just right in front of Blue's face. Once again, Blue's spacing perfectly around it, but not punishing the recovery. Connects, but Thor on Shipwreck.
You're not going to kill him off the top.
Not going to kill him. Well, I mean, you are, but like I said, 900 damage.
It's never going to happen. Literally impossible.
Well, let's find out. We'll see what Blue's going to do. He's got the sword. Oh, he's just tossing weapons away at this point. Looking for the maybe gravity cancel down light and a recovery or weapon toss and recovery. Oh no, Blue down 2 stocks. Set flying Aggz0 confidently in the lead. This time it's going to be Blue with the 247 damage. As Aggz0 not even allowing Blue to be able to clean up that stock without damage. Puts him lightly into the yellow. Sidelight from Blue will send Aggz0 off stage. But it's going to take a hard down degree to be able to finish this off. Recovery does not go through.
And that's the thing about this is it's not
Sair?
even...
Sair doesn't even KO! It hits him off the Shipwreck falls.
This isn't even based on, oh, Aggz0 got that first. If you want to be a naysayer, oh, he got that lucky gimp, and that's the only reason he's winning, right? Like that's not the case.
Definitely
That's absolutely not the case. He got that lead, he extended that lead, and he held that lead.
But Blue with the ground pound. Can he get the similar gimp? Oh, Aggz0 was close. The difference between Shipwreck and Small Brawlhaven, a lot less wall to touch. He had dodged upwards, but if Blue went for another ground pound, like if that ground pound didn't clash, there's very high likelihood that that gimp could have been returned.
That could have been an amazing opportunity to get a dare follow-up, a weapon toss follow-up, so many different follow-ups off that ground pound. If it
Blue has to go for the offstage stuff. He knows it. Oh, he doesn't, but he doesn't. He's been winning out in the neutral enough to maybe, if he's able to take out the stock without taking any more damage, could take this game. And that would be ridiculous because we were talking about, call it a lucky gimp or call it an outplay, whatever you want. The point is that really this game has mostly been being played 3 stocks to 2, and Blue still won.
Blue is starting to wrestle back control a little bit better. There's the D-Light recovery.
Right, he's not going to get KO'd off the top, is he? It's just not going to happen.
I told you, it's literally impossible.
Neutral Light comes out. Aggz0 is recovering, and Blue's unarmed. Picks up the guitars. Now Aggz0's unarmed. Sair bounces him off the stage. Got to take a few more Sairs before that's going to be able to take the stock away.
And this is where Blue is in just a horrible position. Playing against this 8 defense Thor is, if Blue leaves Small Brawlhaven on the table, that seems like his best bet
the Neutral Light
to take out this Thor.
Dash, pivot, Neutral Light. Connects on the Aggz0, and Blue, he did it. He didn't take any damage. After that one point, that's what, like, I remember thinking, sometimes players get desperate when they're a whole second of the neutral sig on the middle of the stage. He's just guarding the weapon. Sidelight goes wide, and Aggz0 punish off stage. Sidelight connects, but he still doesn't want to go for the edge guards. Blue just playing to his game plan.
It's too risky.
Nair connects, Sidelight, downlight, into double downlight, triple downlight recovery.
He did
Blue
the same thing!
has the lead. The Sair puts Aggz0 off stage. A few more hits will disarm him. Goes for the weapon. He picks it up, dodges the stomp, and finds the Neutral Light off stage. Blue not going for any dash jump into ground pound. Nothing. Blue gets the Sair's. Aggz0 is just fishing for signature KOs. Downlight's not going to come, but the Neutral Light does. Aggz0 out of jump. Can he make it back? He can. Just gets nared. And Blue's fighting so much damage, he still hasn't been touched in the D-Light recovery. He
did it! He took him off the top! He did the impossible!
Blue with the 735!
735!
Okay, 900 was an exaggeration, but actually, remember, he was down an entire stock from the beginning of that game. Aggz0 completely outplayed him off the side of the stage, and Blue...
What a comeback.
Focused on another level.
What a comeback. And the insane thing is Blue was last stock red at that point. So he could have taken a myriad of Aggz0's moves and he would have died.
And
but
look at what happened.
Aggz0 put up 331 damage.
You know what Aggz0 also did? Return to his roots. Take a look at the screen. I mean, viewers can't see it, but you can see it on the banning icon.
Well, they actually can see it on screen.
Bodvar.
They can see his character right there.
Yeah.
He's going back to his roots.
Yeah.
He's going back to old and busted. He's straying away from the new hotness.
Yeah, new hotness, turns out. Didn't last too long. Burned out too quick. Too hot. Bodvar's back and representing the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Championship color scheme.
That was just game 1, right?
That was just game 1.
That was just game 1.
I mean, like, it was a bracket reset, but it was also just game 1.
Yeah.
Like, the grand... That's
game
like
1 of the new set, of course.
Both players have lost a set. Grand Finals situation, where Great Hall is coming up, and Aggz0 has gone back to the character that he's most comfortable with. Doing so well with the Thor taking him all the way to Grand Finals, winner's side. But now, the Aggz0 that we know and love is on Bodvar. Once again, ground pound connects. Aggz0 uses that recovery a little bit early, finds the recovery again on the Blue as he gets the touch on the wall, and Blue's off the side of the stage, goes for the weapon toss to deny Blue from being able to recover back and get something with the gravity cancel, neutral signature off the downlight. It's returned by Aggz0's own downlight into recovery.
I don't know how I feel about this character swap. I really don't, because it is going to take some time to adjust to it.
I just think that. I mean, it will. Okay, I think when you say you don't know who for who, like Aggz0 or for Blue finding so many recoveries. Those are the recoveries that we were talking about earlier. He doesn't even find recoveries off downlight sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes he just uses it as a move in neutral. Recovery. Yeah, but as you were saying, like
I
for
like
Aggz0,
defense.
I really
like that 8 defense. I think if he was going for less of those side signatures that he was almost fishing for at the end, because Blue really started to punish those, I think if he just went back to raw hammer gameplay that he was doing before.
He has that, and the orb really wasn't working out for him.
That is true.
And now he has the sword, and the bulk of this match has been played with sword so far, and he's close to being able to even up the stocks. The scoop does it. Aggz0 in a similar deficit. I mean, back in the day, Bodvar with the hidden 10 defense. Let's face it. I mean, maybe it's actually an upgrade, but it's not actually. It's literally Thor just has more defense. But it didn't make a difference. And Shipwreck is huge. He was a whole stock ahead. So that's why he's thinking, all right, I can't just play the game to live longer than another legend. Oh, no. Nair after Nair after Nair. It doesn't matter if it's Nair or recovery. Aggz0 so heavily damaged. Finally manages to touch ground, but the D-Light recovery gets the KO off the top. Blue, an entire stock ahead. Aggz0 waiting for that weapon respawn, but Blue opting to guard it instead of deny it. Ooh. So much damage. Downlight, Nairs, neutral lights. Aggz0 picks up the hammer, but at what cost?
Aggz0 almost just looks lost here against Blue. Blue is just outplaying him so much.
And with Blue's immaculate control over center stage, the Great Hall can be even more difficult to recover to than certain stages, because if you don't have a favorable position being on the top platform and somebody's on the actual stage, it's even harder to get back to center. Aggz0, excellent ground pound. Evens things up. It was looking like Blue was just running away with it, but now with the Aggz0 weapon starving, a few good downlight combos, downlight dare into downlight reset. There's the downer rather. Weapon toss comes out. Well, not weapon, but weapon spawn. And it's sword ditto. Sidelight from Blue into D-lane Sair. Weapon toss just barely dodged out of the way. Can Aggz0 make it back? He has a jump. Oh, but he falls with that side air, and Blue spot dodges out of the way. Punishes the nice little sidelight. Neutral light is some damage for Aggz0, but Aggz0 is heavily damaged, and this ain't Thor. You aren't going to survive from that side air in red.
I think he needs to switch back.
Still above 600 damage for Blue. 2-0 lead. Aggz0 on the verge of being eliminated to second place. Blue on the verge of being the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel EU champion.
He will sit atop that aluminum throne.
It's the top of that aluminum throne using the Ragnar from Viper that he took out, just being able to solidify it.
He is. He's switching back to the Thor. I think that 8 defense is one of his strongest weapons at this point. The second strongest weapon is Hammer, and I think he needs to go for that raw Hammer gameplay. He's being very careful about how he wants to ban down. He bans out small Brawlhaven and small Great Hall.
And Shipwreck is where we're going
Going
back
Shipwreck.
because, and it's so tactically. I don't want to say simple, but it's deliberate.
3, 2, 1.
Small Brawlhaven, smallest map. If that's out of the way, Shipwreck's up. It's the second smallest map. Even the blast ones are ridiculous. Guitars and Sword gives you plenty of opportunities to do offstage edgeguard stuff. Of course, Blue would opt to go here. Game number 3 of Grand Finals. This could be it as Blue.
Nice opening game coming out from Blue. He's got to be feeling pretty confident to go for something like that this early in the game. I think he feels like he has a handle on Aggz0's movement. Obviously, he had a handle on Aggz0's Thor, and he has a handle on Aggz0's Bodvar as well. So anything that Aggz0 has thrown at him at this point, he's started to come out on top.
Ground pound.
That. Oh, no. Unfortunate for Blue. That bounced Aggz0 off of the main platform.
Oh, nice fade back away from the downside. We've seen Blue. If there's one thing Blue's opted for a lot that hasn't been working, it's when he gets that sidelight and he goes for the downside greed.
Yeah.
We saw Aggz0 appropriately fade back. He was able to punish and dodges out of the way of that downside once again, finds the neutral light, and he goes for that pivoting Sair. Can't find but the stop Sair since Blue flying in a good angle, disarms him and stops him from bouncing off the stage, so he gets the full amount of knockback. Weapon toss. Bounces off, Shipwreck falls, but isn't able to find a connection. And Blue cleverly just waiting for his opportunities, but that Thor working out.
I'm telling you, literally impossible. Ooh, and the one straight down to cover that wall. Great flurry of weapon tosses coming out from Blue, covering multiple different angles.
Side air sends Blue flying, and the down air. A little bit too far out, and Blue is able to find the guitars. Sideline and downsig, no, goes for that dash jump Sair instead, and Blue sent flying, but still living. Weapon toss has to be jumped over. Dodge is gone, and the recovery comes out. Aggz0 takes the lead. He had the lead in Shipwreck the first time as well, but not quite as big, but still a lead nonetheless, and arguably even more legitimate. But, still not getting KO'd. I guess you're right. That A defense actually is just.
I'm telling you, that's
making a difference.
That's his strongest weapon.
He's still alive. He's still alive. Using he uses that dodge right away just to be able to stop any momentum that's coming out. Uses that recovery a little bit too early on, but can't find his way back. And Blue is able to take out that stock without taking too much damage. Jumps all the way up for that weapon toss, and it actually connects. And it leads into a string. Aggz0 not thinking about how fast the weapon was falling down, and Blue was able to find a ton of damage off of it. Because originally the purpose of that was just to stop the next weapon from spawning any sooner, but worked out in Blue's favor regardless.
Now, it's interesting. He just did the stomp sidelight. A lot of times he would follow that up with a down signature, but he didn't hit that at all against Blue, so he didn't go for it that time. So he recognized that option was not working, and he's switching it up. But that time, he actually did hit it. I think Blue expected him to go low like he just did previously.
Double Sair.
Oh, no. That's huge for Blue.
Incredible. Aggz0 is on tournament stock. If Blue can take this, he's going to be the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel EU champion. Neutral to connect, and we saw that string earlier. That's something that we haven't seen all tournament, at least through our casting block. And now he's finding it on Aggz0 in the center of the stage. The asserting neutral string on guitars is so coveted for being that offstage gimp, but as a combo ender, Aggz0 with a ground pound.
Blue is just a little bit too deep in the push-off.
Side air connects.
Side air.
Aggz0, well, still very healthy for Thor on Shipwreck. Finds that jumping Sair, dash jumped it. Picks up the hammer. Went in for the sidelight. It was interrupted, but oh man, Aggz0.
Is Aggz0 going to take
on.
this game? Is he going to keep himself alive? Going back to the orb. Is he going to try to zone blue out? Ooh, dash jump side air so fast, almost unreactable.
We've seen Aggz0 opt for a lot less down airs, actually, to zone him out. And maybe this is because Blue's doing such a great job of navigating them. The one that we saw, he got in. Aggz0 on the side of the stage.
Blue's finding that damage.
Very good. Neutral into Sair. No, neutral air into Sair. Oh, but the falling side air will put Aggz0 so deep into red. D-Light side air not going to KO just yet. Dodges all the way the weapon, but the dodge is gone, and the dive kick connects, and that's going to be it. Blue Aggz0!
He got his dodge back off of cooldown!
And Blue celebrating a little bit too early. That could be everything. The dodge came back, and that was. I never even thought about it. At first, I was going to criticize Aggz0, right?
Use
the dodge too early.
Gonna get hit.
But he did it because he got the refresh in midair.
Oh,
still
it's still a
the side.
big slap for Blue, even though he celebrated a little bit too early, and Aggz0 was able to get back.
Blue has done it through losers bracket. Blue is the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel EU champion.
I forgot the number of sets. Hold on, I'm going to count top 120.